is Sabine at Cross Keys Crafts with day 19 of my 28-day Christmas card challenge. Today I would like to talk you through two cards I created. I will not recreate them, but I just want to give you a few tips of what you can do with paper pads, and especially very busy paper pads. I bought this a few weeks ago and this was in my haul. It's from The Works, and as much as I liked the patterns, it can be quite intimidating, quite difficult to actually create something with busy patterns. There's some easier ones. There are these snowflake ones that can easily be used for background or even the Christmas trees. But I picked two today that I want to show you, and then I'll show you one or two more in my next video. The first one I want to show you is this one. It's just got like baubles on it and pictures of Christmas presents, and it is indeed very busy, and I wonder what to do with this and how to sort of calm it down a bit. And what I've created is this card. I have chosen one of the colours of the baubles, and especially one that was the most Christmassy one, which was the dark green. So in order to tie this all together, I gave it a frame with green cardstock that matches the green on the pattern paper quite well. So any colour that you would find in the pattern paper, if you have a mat that has got the same colour, it will actually frame it and it will calm it down because it basically contains the image. And also I have chosen two of the baubles and I have die cut them from the strip I cut off, just with a round circle die, because that fitted quite well, the actual shape. And all I've done is just popped it up on foam pads. If you have a different pattern, obviously you can use other shapes to cut it out, but basically what it does, it sort of brings a bit of dimension into the card and takes the focus out of, or basically makes it less a background and gives some focus actually to the images themselves. And then from the mat, which was actually some scrap paper, I didn't have a full sheet, I just cut a strip off and I used that to adhere my sentiment, which I heat embossed in white and just stuck on. And because it was quite wide, at first I had planned to do a slimmer sentiment, but I quite like this one, which came from a magazine from last year, but any one will do. But I didn't want to have a square sentiment piece of cardstock because I thought that would be too harsh with the round baubles here. So all I did was I used an oval die and basically cut this edge with my oval die. Be careful when you cut cardstock and the die doesn't cut the cardstock. I always use some scrap paper underneath so I don't cut too much into my cutting plates. That's a little tip from me, because otherwise this would have been exposed on the edges on the cutting board. So yeah, this is one version. I could have popped this up on some foam tape, but I decided to keep this flat and just have these two baubles. So I think this is quite a good solution to basically calm the busy background down a bit. And the other one was more or less a little accident when I started this, and it's this mermaid paper, and yeah, it is a bit awkward, but I quite liked it, and I thought, what can I do to calm this down? And then I remembered that I have got this candy cane embossing folder. I never knew what to do with this either, so it actually was a good use because it's got candy canes and the pattern paper. So I decided to calm this pattern paper down a bit by making a fold like this. I took an A4 sheet of the red card and I cut it down to, I have to count now, this is a panel of 4, so we've got 8, so 10.5. So you could cut this shorter if you wanted to, but I left it as long as I could. So, but I wanted to expose obviously a bit of the pattern paper. So I scored it accordingly, so this folds over. So this is 4x6 or just a bit under because I left a bit of a frame. And then basically this folds over and takes a bit away from the pattern paper, but you still see the lovely mermaids. And then when the recipient opens it up, you basically have got the full image there. And this was a little accident because the embossing folder wasn't actually long enough to cover this, so I was left with a little plain strip here. And I thought, oh, do I have some mermaidy washi tape? And what I did actually find was this Happy Christmas washi tape in my supplies. So all I did was I put the washi tape down here, but I thought then I stretch it out all over. I would probably put a white panel here to put in the greeting, and that's all this is. But because it popped open a bit as a fold card. Oh, by the way, when you cut this as a 4-inch panel, after you've measured it and cut it down, cut another slither off, so this will actually sit nicely in this fold. So it's not quite 4 inches wide anymore. But because it's popped open a bit, all I did was I took some of the red cardstock that I cut off and some of the leftover cardstock from this, and I just created a belly band. Very simple. All you need to do is lay it round the card fairly loosely because you want it to be able to, you want the recipient to be able to remove it quite easily, and that just goes over the card. I'm not too bothered that the Christmas trees are sideways. I think it's just nice as it is. You could add something else here if you want to do another piece of, another focus, but I think that just works nicely as it is. So I hope that has given you some ideas what you can do to tame busy cardstock, Christmas cardstock down a bit and create something that is not, the average, just stick it on a card and add something sort of card. Thank you very much for watching, and see you tomorrow with the next video.